Old guy going old school again. Welcome to the Hideout, and today we're going to talk about an old battle rifle. That's right, a battle rifle. No pea shooters, no 5.56s or anything like that. Full-blown battle ass, kick you in the teeth rifle. Before we do, click subscribe, click like, check it out, click the ringy dingy out there, check us out. Let's all have a big time. But I'm pretty pumped about this rifle. Military surplus steel is what I'm calling it. You may disagree, but I'm pumped about battle rifles. Now, we go back just a little bit. I like to do my history because to me, that's part of the fun. If you all are very familiar with the Browning high power, John Moses Browning worked with Fabrique Nationale and some dude named Saive, I think his name, to make the Browning high power. It wasn't finished until after John Moses Browning died, but if you look at the Browning high power, you can see very easily the influence of the 1911 over the Browning high power just by looking at it visually. A few things about it you like, I've seen that shit before. John Moses Browning, Saive was learning from him. War comes along, they have to stop making them. They make a few in Canada, the Germans make a few when they take over Fabrique Nationale over in Belgium, blah, 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 blah. Saive runs off to some place to get away from the Nazis. Then he comes back. He finishes the Browning high power, but along this time he's also working on a new battle rifle. And that's what we're going to talk about today. He's working on this thing in 1947, he finished it. He come back after Fabrique Nationale was liberated. He come back, he finished this thing in 47, but they call it an FN49. And we're going to look at it a little bit. Full badass battle rifle. Now, if you look closely at this thing, it's got a box magazine. This one does not come off. Some do. This is a 10 round, some are 20. They had them in select fire, some fully automatic. But it wasn't very successful because about the time this thing come along, FN had the FN FAL, which we all know was a superior rifle, and it replaced this. Sales of this rifle wasn't very good. Most of the people bought them was like Argentina, the Congo, Belgium, and Egypt. This one here went to Egypt. This is an 8mm or a 7.97 whatever, 8mm Mauser, semi-automatic, gas-fed, operated rifle. Now, I want you to pay particular attention to some things. Look at the ears up here on the front. You can see the sights. You see this dust cover, this charging handle. The rear sight's way back here in the back, giving us a longer sight radius. The stock is the way it's made. Man, I hate to say this about old Saive, but I can't help but saying it. This thing is, if you go out and Google it, it's almost a hodgepodge. And I'm saying hodgepodge to be nice. It's almost a copy of a lot of other rifles that was out there. Kind of like the Browning high power. You got the Soviet SVT 40, I believe, the MAS 97, the M1 Garand, the SKS. There's just a whole bunch of other rifles that you could lay up beside this thing and go, dang, did he steal all this shit? And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying he did, but let's go back and look at it. Look at that Browning high power and look at the pistol open-minded and say, man, it resembles the 1911. Why you call it the Browning high power, John Moses Browning. And then Saive comes back and he does the same thing, and he's got this fine rifle. Now, this one went to Egypt. You know, we're only talking about probably less than 200,000 these things ever made. I feel lucky to get this. You can, if you're very lucky, find one in 30-06. And I think there were very few of those made, and those may have went just to Belgium. It's a nice rifle. It's a very well made rifle. We can lock the bolt back, and you got a little lever right here that we can lock the bolt back with here. It's got a big ass safety on it here. But one thing you'll notice, it's big. It's the size of a Garand. It's a full-blown battle rifle, big ears on it, got a place for a bayonet. It's got a buttstock on it where you can put some cleaning equipment. It's brass in there. It's a military surplus battle rifle, this one at 8mm Mauser. I don't know the weight, excess of probably 7 pounds, guessing. Gun show fine. I mean, what's wrong with a gun show fine? Especially when you can find one that you think is unique or one that you're kind of interested in. You know, one of the most accurate rifles I have, period, is a Lee Enfield rifle from the 40s. One of the most accurate I have. We'll do a video on it someday. I know a lot of you guys aren't really interested in military surplus, but I think you're missing an opportunity to buy very nice weapons at a very reasonable price. It's a lot of history in them, and you know, they're just fun. You can shoot them all day long. They're not going to wear out. The plastic's not going to freaking melt, and they're just freaking fun, and they tell a story. We don't know where this one came to. We know this one does not have an import mark, which is interesting because it may be that it came in after like one of the wars. It was before, they were used in the Falkland Wars. I mean, this thing is not that old, but they're still used, and they're still used in some places. You know, you can get them in the 7.62 by 51 NATO, very rare. The 830-06, even more rare, but fun gun. Battle rifle, big ass, kick you in the teeth shit, and we're gonna go out and listen to this big son of a bitch go bang, bang, bang. Let's go do it. Okay, everybody, thanks for coming out to the range today. And now we've got to remember what we talked about inside the Fabrique Nationale FN49. It's a concoction of Saive, who made it over in Belgium, used in various countries, but just not everywhere. We're gonna load it up and shoot. And what else do you shoot in a surplus weapon but surplus ammo? That's right, we got some 8mm surplus ammo. We're gonna load it up some, get it down in there. This thing does accept stripper clips. I do not have any, but I do have a few rounds, and we're gonna shoot some of them. You know, there's nothing wrong with surplus weapons. You guys who are just not into them, man, you need to be. You can go get fine weapons. You know, they're 100 years old, some of them, and they'll outfire your plastic today. Just, you know, they're men's guns. They're full battle weapons. They kick you in the teeth, and what's fun about them is they're affordable and they have a history. This thing has obviously been in battle somewhere, and you know what, to me that adds to the, you know, I'm gonna say it wrong, the mystique of the weapon. It makes it more interesting to try to set and look at it leaning up against the wall over in the corner and go, where the hell has it been and what has it done? You know, was it used in anger or was it not? Anyway, put some hearing protection on. Let's see if we can get it to shoot. Sun's right there. I hope you're getting this good. It's kind of hard to see the sights, but we're gonna try. Up. Having a little bit of problem there. May need a little oil on it. It ain't got no oil on it. Every one of them do it. Maybe I should have, woo! Maybe I should have poured some oil in it. Maybe I should just warm it up a little bit. What do you think? Man, it gets hot fast. Let's go ahead and load up what few I got left. Hell, I probably could have put them all in there. Probably would have held them all. Get them down in there. Hopefully we'll get them all to run. You know, you can still hunt with these things. They're legal to hunt with. You just can't hunt with a full metal jacket. But you can go online and you can buy hollow points and soft points. And, you know, take it to the woods, challenge yourself to take a white-tailed deer, an elk, with something other than the greatest, latest technology. Do it old school. Man up. Do it right. You know, put a little Daniel Boone in you. Something. Grow a pair. Have some fun. Don't let nobody tell you no. There again. Could be old ammo. Could need oil. Probably just needs oil. You know, I have a bad habit about that. I should at least spit on one time, but I don't do it. Anyway, guys, Fabrique Nationale FN49. It's a piece of SVT 40 Mass 96 SKS M1 Grand Egyptian Hakim. Google it, look, this thing is about 10 different weapons all hodgepodge together. And you know Saive did it, and like I said, I'm not going to call him a copy or a cheat. It's just, how does he come up with this Frankenstein stuff, you know? And it's a fine rifle, but it just was not successful because they replaced it with the FN very soon after. So anyway, guys, we get the surplus weapons out to shoot. They're a lot of fun. They're affordable. They're collectible. They're not the black weapon. Support your Second Amendment rights. Until we shoot together, shoot again. Always, always shoot safe and shoot straight. Whew.